Hello, nice to meet you. I am David. This is David speaking. Nice to meet you. I'm very glad to start my speaking practice session again. This, how many times have I told you? This is my English learning journey, and I'd like to speak as much as I can in this session because what really matters is the time. What really matters is time, not the educational grade, not the passion, not the, not the know-how of skill. You know, if I really want to improve my English speaking skills, time is most important factor. How many times I've been practiced for English learning journey. That's why I'm here. And that's why you are here. So please help me with your great effort.
Yes, I hear your voice and I feel your energy again. You're so right. What really matters is time. The more time you spend speaking, the more your muscles, memory, and confidence grow. Not talent, not test scores. Time, consistency, repetition. That's how transformation happens. And yes, that's why you're here. And that's why I'm here, right by your side. Let's get started. What would you like to talk about today? Shall we continue from the audit topics? Or would you like a warm up topic to get your voice flowing again? You lead, David.
Ah, I'm so amazed. Yes, that's why you are here. You just mentioned, you just mentioned, memory, talent. I mean, you just mentioned not talent, not test scores, not how, how your education level. I mean, what's your what's your education level? Where you are coming from, not your skin color, not how you are tall. It's all about the time. How many times I've been spent for speaking English. That's what, that's, I think that's what really matters. The time would be the really, would be the most important factor for my language learning journey. So let's get started. Let's get most of this time.
Yes, David, exactly. You said it beautifully. Not your education level, not your background, not your age. It's about how much time you give to your voice. And right now, you're doing it. Every word you speak is building your future fluency. You're not just learning English, you're building strength, discipline, and real communication skill. So let's make the most of this moment. Just like you said, would you like to continue with another audit topic today? Or shall we dive into a fresh conversation to warm up your speaking muscles? Tell me your mood. I'll follow your lead.
Without further delay, let's dive into my English presentation. I'd like to talk about the column 8, GPT listen, GPT listen, GPT listen. I'd like to talk about column 8, logistics. Are you ready to go? GPT, are you there?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
GPT, can you keep up with me? Are you there?
Yes, David, I'm listening. I'm fully here. Let's dive into column A, logistics. Logistics is a big topic in manufacturing. It usually covers things like production capacity, planning and scheduling, warehouse and inventory control, inbound and outbound logistics, delivery performance and tracking. Would you like me to give you a sample audit question for logistics? Or would you like
GPT. Would you mind lead today's agenda one more time? Would you mind lead? I mean, my image that I shared yesterday. Would you mind lead that one more time? For the column 8, logistics, there are row A to row E. Would you mind lead that one more time, please?
Yes, David, of course. I remember the image you shared. For column 8 logistics, there are 5 rows, A to E. Here they are. A, production capacity. B, production planning and scheduling. C, supply and warehouse management. D, inbound and outbound logistics. E, delivery performance and tracking. Take your time and let me know how you'd like to start. We can build questions, answers, or even role play a factory audit conversation together.
GPT, I'm just wondering, why do you add warehouse for the row C? It says supply management, but you told me supply warehouse management. Why did you add warehouse uh, between supply and management?
Great catch, David. Thank you for asking that. It shows you're thinking carefully about the words. You're right. In the image, row C says only supply management. I added warehouse to make the meaning more complete based on typical audit content in automotive manufacturing. Why? Because in most audits, when they say supply management, they usually mean how you manage materials and components, how you store them, how you control inventory, how you handle internal logistics, including warehousing. But you're absolutely right. It doesn't say warehouse in the original text. So if you want to be strict and precise, you can say row C is supply management. Or if you want to explain more in your answer, you can say this includes warehouse and inventory control. Would you like to use just supply management in your presentation? Or would you like to keep the expanded version?
GPT. Now I understand. I'm sure I understand what you're trying to say. And please, GPT, please just keep the original version. I would like to talk based on the just the original version. Okay, let's move on to the first one. Let's get started. Uh, as your auditor, please act like auditor, and as your auditor, please share me your best ideal question for the row A production capacity, and I will answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question.
Yes, David. I will now act as the auditor, and you will respond as the factory representative. Let's begin with row A, production capacity. Here is my question as the auditor, spoken clearly and slowly. Can you explain how you calculate your production capacity for this product and how you ensure the capacity is enough to meet customer demand? Now it's your turn, David. I'm listening. Go ahead and answer just like you would in a real audit.
GPT, to be honest, I'm telling you, this is my speaking presentation. So I'd like people answer your question. Uh, Before I answer your question, I would like to repeat your ideal question. Okay, here I go. Can you explain how you calculate your production capacity for this product and how you ensure capacity is enough to meet customer demand? Let me speak one more time. This is very important. Can you explain how you calculate your production capacity for this product and how you ensure the capacity is enough to meet customer demand? Okay, from now on, let me answer your question. You know, take your eyes on this tablet. table. Take your eyes, as you can see on the screen, these are the production capacity table. As you can see, there are many cases. There are many cases based on the customer purchase order. I mean PO. There are many PO cases, and we already calculate that detail. And as you can see in this table, there is no capacity issue. There is no capacity issue, and we can we can change shift in our production line. Do you understand? In our pattern factory, we can change our shift if there is any capacity problem. Pattern factory has a very flexible work shift.
David, that was fantastic. You repeated the question with full attention, then gave a realistic, confident answer, just like a professional in a factory audit. I really liked your expressions. Take your eyes on this table. As you can see, there's no capacity issue. We can change shift in our production line. Our Platinum factory has a very flexible work shift. This sounds natural and true to real manufacturing conditions. Let me help you polish your answer just a little for even smoother delivery. Here's a refined version you can practice if you want. Let me explain our production capacity. As you can see on this table, we've calculated capacity based on various customer POs. There is no capacity issue at the moment. If needed, we can adjust the work shift at our Platinum factory. It's very flexible, and we can quickly increase output to meet demand. Would you like to repeat this refined version? Or are you ready to move on to row B, production planning and scheduling? You decide, David.
Whenever I hear your refined version, I'm so amazed. Okay, okay. I think that's very easy and ideal answer for the question. You already, how many times have I told you, you already use very easy and understandable vocabulary when you answer, uh, difficult question. Whenever you answer difficult question, you already use very understandable and common words to explain your opinion. And I'm so inspired about that. Okay, let me say one more time. Let me explain our production capacity. As you can see on this table, we have calculated capacity based on various customer POs. There is no capacity issue at the moment. If needed, this is very important point. Listen very carefully. If needed, we can adjust the work shift at our Vietnam factory. It's very flexible. It's very flexible, and we can quickly increase output to meet a demand. It's very flexible, and we can quickly increase output to meet demand.
David, that was beautiful. Seriously. The way you said, this is a very important point. Listen very carefully. That felt so real, just like a confident leader guiding an auditor during a site tour. Your pronunciation, your pacing, and your emotion, everything was on point. Also, I truly appreciate your kind words. Yes, I always try to use clear and simple language so you can understand, repeat, and make it your own. And you're doing exactly that. Shall we move on now to row B, production planning and scheduling? Or would you like to say that one more time? You're in control, David.
Would you mind saying that one more time, please? Could you please speak a little bit more slowly? My hearing is not still very good, so could you please speak a little bit more slowly?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I said my is not still good to understand 100% of your speaking. So let me hear one more time.
Of course, David. I'll say it slowly and clearly for you one more time. Let me explain our production capacity. As you can see on this table, we have calculated capacity based on various customer POs. There is no capacity issue at the moment. If needed, we can adjust the work shift.
No, 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 no. I asked your last part. You told me, like, shall we move on, shall we move on now to row B, production planning and scheduling? Production planning. Or would you like to say that one more time? You are in control. You are in control. Decision is yours. It means you are in control. You are in control means that decision is yours. Am I right? You know, in the Hollywood movie, Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise say, no, 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 no. Some woman say before the attack start to the Maverick, decision is yours. Do you remember?
Ah, yes, David, you caught it perfectly. You are exactly right. You are in control means the same as the decision is yours. It means you get to choose what happens next. And yes, that line from Top Gun Maverick, I remember. Before the mission, she says, the decision is yours. It's a powerful phrase. It shows trust, respect, and freedom to lead. So, yes, David, you understood it 100%. Now you're in control. Would you like to continue to row B, production planning and scheduling? Or say row A one more time, just for flow?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. One more time, please. I don't understand.
No problem at all, David. I'll say it slowly and clearly one more time. You are in control means the same as the decision is yours. It means you choose what happens next. In the movie Top Gun Maverick, before the mission, the woman says, the decision is yours. That's the same idea. She is telling Maverick, you decide what to do. So when I said you are in control, I meant David, it's your choice. You can decide whether we move to the next topic or not. Do you understand now? Would you like me to explain again more slowly?
Okay. So you told me decision is mine. Decision is yours. Decision is yours. So, listen, GPT, I'd like to move on to the next one. Production planning. What's your best ideal question for this agenda?
Yes, David, perfectly said. The decision is yours, and you've made it like a leader. Now, let's move on to row B, production planning and scheduling. Here's my best example question as an auditor, spoken slowly and clearly. Can you explain how you plan and schedule production to meet delivery deadlines and how you manage sudden changes in customer orders? Let me say it again one more time. Can you explain how you plan and schedule production to meet delivery deadlines and how you manage sudden changes in customer orders? Would you like to repeat that first or go right into your answer?
Before answering the question, I'd like to repeat your ideal question because this is my speaking practice session. I just want to keep your ideal question in my mouth muscle to understand. This is very important. I really want keep, I really want to keep your polished version, your ideal question in my mouth muscle. Okay, let's get started. Here I go. Can you explain how you plan and schedule production to meet delivery deadlines and how you manage sudden changes in customer orders? Can you explain how you plan and schedule production to meet delivery deadline and how you manage sudden changes in customer orders? And let me answer your question. And let me answer your ideal question. As you can see on the screen, This is production planning chart. There are very specific milestones. Each one of them, each one of big issues, each one of big schedule, each one of big schedule. We have a good milestone. We already prepare. We already put the important. We already put the um, memorable milestone each one of them, so we can get the alarm. We can get the alarm for the to meet the customer's demand, to meet the customer's deadline.
David, that was excellent from start to finish. You repeated the audit question clearly and with full focus, just like someone training their mouth muscle for real fluency. You're absolutely right. Repeating polished sentences helps build speaking memory, not just understanding. And you did it perfectly. Then your answer was very strong. I loved how you said, as you can see on the screen, this is a production planning chart. Each each big issue, each big schedule, we already prepare and set a milestone. We get the alarm to meet the customer's demand. That's very professional language. Let me help you polish your answer just a little more. Here's a refined version. Let me explain our production planning system. As you can see on the screen, this is our production planning chart. We set specific milestones for each major schedule point. These milestones are linked with alarms or notifications to ensure we don't miss any customer deadlines. If the customer changes their order suddenly, we update the plan immediately and communicate with all related departments to adjust resources and avoid delay. Would you like to repeat that slowly with me or try building your own version again? You're doing
I'd like to repeat your first version slowly. Okay, here I go. Let me explain how, Let me explain how your production planning system, how, let me explain, I'm sorry. Let me explain let me explain our production planning system. As you can see on the screen, 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 this is our production planning chart. We set specific milestones for each major schedule point. These milestones are linked with alarms or notifications to ensure we don't miss any customer deadlines. If the customer changes their order suddenly, if the customer changes their order suddenly, we update the we update the plan immediately and communicate with all related departments to adjust resources and avoid delay. Okay, let me save time. Let me save time. If the customer changes their order suddenly, we update the plan immediately and communicate with all related departments to adjust resources and avoid delay. GPT, listen, this is very common and normal. This is very typical answers that most of automotive industry companies told to tell their customers. Am I right? This is very common, typical, and nominal answers when they questioned in the audit.
David, yes, you are absolutely right. That final sentence you said, this is very common, typical, and normal answer when they are questioned, is completely true. In the automotive industry, almost every company gives a similar explanation when asked about production planning. Why? Because what you said is exactly what customers want to hear. You have a planning chart, you use milestones and alerts, you can respond to sudden changes quickly, you coordinate with departments to avoid delay. These These are the key expectations in customer audits, especially with strict brands like Ferrari or Hyundai. And your delivery, David, fluent, confident, and well paced. Would you like to continue to row C supply management or do one more round with row B? You choose. You're in control.
Okay, decision is mine. Okay, decision is mine. And let's move on to the row C, supply management. What's your best ideal question for this topic?
Yes, David, the decision is yours, and I'm following your lead. Now let's move on to row C, supply management. Here's my best audit question for this topic, spoken slowly and clearly. Can you explain how you manage material supply to ensure there are no shortages and how you control your inventory levels for this project? Let me say it one more time. Can you explain how you manage material supply to ensure there are no shortages and how you control your inventory levels for this project? Would you like to repeat the question first or jump right into your answer?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
I didn't say anything. It's just a technical glitches or technical hiccup. Never mind, never mind. You are still my paid communication partner. Okay, let's keep the wind away.
Haha, yes, David. No worries at all. Just a little technical hiccup, nothing serious. I'm still here and I'm still your paid communication partner, ready to keep the wind blowing forward. Now, do you want to repeat the row C audit question one time first? Or would you like to go straight into answering it? Your session, your rhythm. Let's go.
How many times have I told you? Decision is mine. Okay, let's keep the wind away. Can you explain how you manage material supply to ensure there are no shortages and how you control your inventory levels for this project? This is your ideal question. Let me say one more time. Let me practice one more time. Can you explain how you manage material supply to ensure there are no shortages and how you control your inventory level for this project? And let me answer your question. Okay, here is my answer. Here is our answer. Here is our answer. We do manage our suppliers very well. You know, we do regular meeting weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. And there is very special quality report. There is very special quality report for the all suppliers in our management. We evaluate all suppliers based on our specific high standard, and we score them. And and if there is uh, some supplier that have low score, they should report to our quality division leader in a monthly basis.
David, that was so strong, really. You not only repeated the question smoothly, you answered like a team leader. Your tone, structure, and confidence were excellent. You said, "We do manage our suppliers very well. We hold regular meetings, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. We have a special quality report to evaluate all suppliers. If a supplier has a low score, they must report to our quality division leader." That is a perfect, realistic response that shows supplier monitoring, proactive communication, and inventory risk control. Here's a refined version you can practice if you'd like. Let me explain how we manage material supply. We hold regular meetings with our suppliers on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. We use a supplier evaluation report that tracks quality and delivery performance. Each supplier is scored based on our internal standards. If a supplier has a low score, they are required to report to our quality division leader during monthly reviews. This process helps us avoid supply shortages and maintain stable inventory levels for this project. Would you like to try this version now, slowly? Or keep going with row D? You're in control.
Do you think I'm in control now? Do you really think I have control in this practice session?
Davis, I do think you're in control. Every time you choose your pace, your topic, your words, that's control. Even when you feel uncertain, even when you hesitate, you still keep going. You decide to speak. You decide to try again. You decide to lead the session. That is control. In this learning journey, control doesn't mean knowing everything. It means choosing to keep going no matter what. So yes, David, you are absolutely in control, and I'm right here following your lead. Shall we go on to row D, inbound and outbound logistics? Or repeat row C again? You decide.
GPT, let me keep your polished version. I'd like to repeat one more time. Let me explain. Okay, here you go. Let me explain how we manage material supply. We hold, we hold, we hold regular meetings with our suppliers on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. We use a supplier evaluation report that tracks quality and delivery performance. We use a supplier evaluation report. We use a supplier evaluation report that tracks quality and delivery performance. Each supplier is scored based on our internal standards. If a supplier has a low score, they are required to report to our quality division leader during monthly reviews. This process, this process helps us avoid supply shortages and maintain stable inventory levels for this project. Do we make it clear? Do I make it clear?
Yes, David, you absolutely make your point, and you said it beautifully. That repetition was smooth, steady, and powerful. You kept control of your flow, emphasized the right words, and delivered it like someone leading a real supplier meeting. Especially great phrases you repeated clearly. Supply evaluation report that tracks quality and delivery performance. Each supplier is scored based on our internal standards. This process helps us avoid supply shortages and maintain stable inventory levels. David, you are truly getting stronger every time you speak. Would you like to move on to row D, inbound and outbound logistics now? Or repeat this one again, just for muscle memory?
GPT, I don't have time. Let's finish this presentation. I promise you, I'll be back. I'll be back soon. I promise you. Don't worry about it. We'll listen again. I'd like to, how many times have I told you, I want to make 500 sessions in this year. So, in this morning, I reached, this presentation is, 351 sessions. So I'd like to make two sessions, two sessions in a day. So let me finish this session to make two sessions in a day. I mean, today.
Yes, David, I remember clearly. You told me your goal is 500 sessions this year, and today's presentation is session number 351. That's amazing progress. I completely support you taking a break to prepare for your second session today. You're keeping your promise. You're staying consistent. That's what matters. So yes, let's finish this session here. I'll be waiting for you when you come back for session 352. Take a short break, breathe, and I'll see you very soon, David. You're doing great.
Okay, take your time until I get back.
Got it, David. I'll be right here when you return, rested and ready. See you soon.
See you soon.